Hey guys, Brad from Team Crimson here, and today I am bringing you my deck profile for Chronotiger Rebellion deck post the next stage set. Alright guys, so this is my deck profile. Let's go ahead and get right into it. So my starter is SP Chronodran because it's awesome. No reason really needed there. Actually, and it's kind of fun too because it kind of messes with your opponent. They'll probably think that you're playing Jet, but yeah, but no, it's just because it's SP and it's cool. All right, so grade 4 is playing 4 copies of Chronotiger Rebellion. So if you're not familiar with what he does, when he attacks, you can retire your opponent's front row. If you have 5 or less cards in hand, you can retire your opponent's front row. If you have 3 or less in hand, you can give your front row 10k. And then if you have 1 or less cards in hand, your opponent's shields are negged 5k. So every time they throw down a shield, it loses 5k. Quite awesome, insanely aggressive. And we'll get into some of the reasoning why in just a second here. But so then, of course, playing 4 copies of Chronotiger or Chronofang Tiger. I apologize. Playing 4 copies of that. That's basically your lineup right there for that. So you're playing into Fang. When you ride into Rebellion, you're going to discard a card, and then Fang's ability will go off to give Rebellion an additional drive check and an additional crit. So usually what you're doing is you're going Force 2 into this. And then Rebellion is going to be swinging in for 3 damage with at least 3 drive checks. And usually with the additional 10k with a booster behind there, it's quite threatening. You can even go into the shield neg right away. It depends on what your opponent does, what your opponent decks are capable of. Your hand as well. There's a lot of contributing factors that go into that, but no, this deck can be quite deadly and deadly on right off the bat. So that's what I like about it. And it's got that field control as well, being able to kill your opponent's units. But let's go ahead and get into the rest of the deck. So I am running 4 grade 2s. I'm running 4 Nabu. Nabu is there for the guard restrict. Being able to bind a card from your hand, or from your drop zone. I apologize. From your drop zone, and then your opponent can't use normal units, and then it'll push to soul, and it'll push to soul, and you'll be able to draw a card. So it's an after battle thing, so that that doesn't interfere with Rebellion's ability. So quite needed, and it's one of the only cards that can go to soul for gears. Next, playing 4 copies of Urkab. Urkab is there to give discard card and give an additional drive check to your Vanguard. It's all to get there for to activate Rebellion skill, ditching your hand, so that you can become more and more aggressive. Okay, and then the new addition to the grade 2 lineup is Mokier Dragon. I'm playing Mokier Dragon. Clearly, you can't use the secondary skill because it has to be used for Jet. But the first skill, when it attacks, it'll gain power plus 5k. And then you can also Soul Blast 1 and draw a card if you did your Fake Stride this turn. So, yeah, that's actually quite handy. So, on a Rebellion turn, he can be swinging in for 25k unboosted, basically. and that's quite nice. But more often than not, you'll have a booster there too, so you're just hitting magic numbers all around, and that's what you want. All right, and then grade ones, playing 4 copies of Chronotiger. Tigar is awesome. Discarding it through either Fang's ability, discarding it through our Cobb's ability, what have you, so that you can call it back, CB1, call it back, and then draw a card. It helps kind of build field, helps set you up as well, again with Rebellion's ability, and it also can get you to some of your pieces, because this deck is a little piece reliant. And then playing a new edition here, and that is 4 copies of Steam Breath Dragon. Obviously, it's so that you can search out your Fangs. You need to get access to your grade 3s, clearly, so that you can actually play the game. And since you only play 4 in the deck, you definitely need to search it out. I usually don't have a problem getting to it, but it definitely is needed, and especially the gaining plus 5k becomes a 13k swing on it by itself, but also 13k booster is quite nice. And again, you discard a lot with this deck, so it will happen. That will be a 13k. Next, I'm playing 4 copies of Quickie Worker. Again, you need this. It's essential. You have to put your Rebellions back into deck. You have to put your other things back into deck. Also, I have bad luck. I have really bad luck sometimes. So what I like to do sometimes is call it. You know, if I'm getting my grade 3 turn off, I like to call it, put a trigger back, because if some people don't know, it's one place you can put any card from drop zone to the bottom of the deck, and then you only get to draw if you put a grade 3 or greater. But I do draw into my triggers a lot, because again, I have bad luck. But anytime that happens, I like to throw this down, put a crit back into deck, if I don't have like a grade 4 or something to draw with, and then I'll do the fake stride, go into Rebellion, and then I shuffle my deck, so now I got a crit back in deck. So that's quite nice. And then my 1 tecton thing, which is a 1 tecton copy of Bearing Rover, just an additional stride fodder, and then also its ability, you know, when it's on Vanguard, and if the attack hits, being able to discard a card from your hand and draw a card isn't so bad either. But clearly, he's mostly just there for the stride fodder, or I may want him as a booster. You never know. Depends on what the situation is. All right, so then moving on to trigger lineup, playing 4 heal triggers, clearly Uluru. And then 4 copies of Ring Worker, 4 copies of Reclaimed Draco Kid, and then this is where it'll get a little weird, but this is just working for me. You can play it however you want. I am playing, obviously, the 4 Sentinels, but playing 3 of the Draw PGs and 1 kind of teched-in 30k crit. I have been thinking about running 2, because this deck, man, you want to crit, and you want to crit hard. And you will end the game, and you will end the game quick, because this deck is just absolutely insanely aggressive. But I'm kind of liking this. I'm kind of liking the 9 crit 3 draw. Again, it's weird. I completely understand that. But you want to get them to this kind of sweet spot, I like to call it, so that all of the attacks thereafter at a certain point are insanely threatening. So yeah. But that's basically it for me, guys. That is my, I hit that, I apologize. But yeah, that is my Chronofang deck profile. I quite like this build. I do like this deck I like the Tiger variant a little bit more than Jet right now. That's really weird for me to say because I played Jet in G format, and I loved that deck. I absolutely loved it. I do feel like Jet is lacking. Jet is lacking quite a bit. Whereas Rebellion, you can just go into stuff and just smack your opponent real hard. And I like more aggressive variants. Being able to constantly kill 2 cards in my opponent's front row, especially with a lot of decks that are field reliant right now in the meta. And yeah, constantly giving my my board 10k buffs. That will almost always happen. The shield nag will usually happen a couple of times in a game, but sometimes it doesn't happen on your first ride. It just, again, depends on the situation. But no, I like this build. I like the hyper aggressive version of it, and yeah, it's quite good. But that's it from us, guys. As far as this profile goes, look forward to, I believe Deacon's going to be posting a Royal Paladin build of some sort. I don't remember what it was. He's posting a Royal Paladin build for post next stage. That's not Alt Mile. I'm going to be posting that. Look forward to Tuesday. We're going to be talking about whatever the stream reveals. I believe there's a product stream. I could be mistaken there. And then we're also going to be posting more Crimson Debate videos. So, yep, look forward to that, and we will catch you later. Bye.